I'm going to try to show you how this pattern was supposed to be set up. You know, between Janice and I, we uh, redid the pattern so that it would stitch continuously and it was repeatable. And I'll show you how it stitches here. It goes left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left, right, and then left to right, back to the end. Okay, so, but in reality, how this pattern was supposed to be set up, and to set it up the way that it is here, to have this look and to have this, what I call like a frame around this center part. I need this pattern that goes up, and the next one here, this one that goes up, then this one pointing down, and this one here pointing down. So to get that, I will need to select this pattern. I'm going to use repeat patterns and place this pattern on the quilt, on the screen. This will set this up like for a 60 by 60 inch pattern. I can set it up for anything I want to. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this thing. This was from an earlier demo, and this thing. Now, I have this pattern selected. Let's just pretend this is an 86-inch wide quilt. So I click on repeat patterns. Down in this area, I can put in the total width of 86 inches. And let Creative Studio put that number of repeats on the screen. There it is. Now, what I need to do is I need to move this out of the way because I need to make some adjustments. And since I'm going to do that, I'm going to combine these patterns because I want to be able to move them around. I'll just get some handles here and move this out of the way. So that's row 1. That's my row 1. And now I need the other pattern, this one here that points up, and that's just straight 4. So I will also put it on using repeat patterns down till it's 86, and click OK over here. Let it put those on the screen, and there they are. I'm going to select them, combine them, now I'm also going to reverse the start and end. I could do that because I combined all the patterns into one pattern. I'm going to move this out of the way. The next thing I need is this one pointing down. So I will get straight R1. Go to repeat patterns. Put in the total width of 86. Click OK. There it is. I'm going to combine them, but I'm not going to reverse the start and end. Right click, combine patterns. Now I can click, oops, it didn't do it. Come on. Combine patterns. Let's see if it did it. Yep, it did it. Move it out of the way. I'll make sure this one is combined. It is. That one's combined. Okay, the last thing I need is this part here that's pointing down. So I'll get that. Go to repeat patterns. Put in 86 for the total width. Click OK. And I am going to select all and combine them. Okay. Okay, they're combined. Right click, reverse, start and end. Now, if I look at this, I'm just going to toggle this as sewn. If I look at this, if I look at my sewing order, there's 0. Well, this was 0. So I'm going to change all of this. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, click on Set Sew Order. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a virtual stitch out. Increase the speed of this. So it's going to quilt left to right and right to left. And left to right. And right to left. Okay, we can see all of that. I'll just escape out of that. But now I want to set this all in order. So the easy way to do it is I will, this is the last row that I put in on the screen. And you can see it is, looks like it's snapped to a grid. So I'll select this one, turn on the grid snap. I'm going to get the end anchors first. Get the end anchors. Turn on the grid snap. Make sure this is snapped to a grid, and it is. Go over and check the other end. Nope. Okay. It's snapped to a grid. I can select this one, change from grid. I'll just leave it at grid. I can do it with grid. Here I'm going to bring this down, snap it to that grid. Bring this one down, snap it to that grid. Make sure they're snapped to the same grid on both ends. Okay, they're snapped to the same grid. I'm going to do this next one. Make sure it gets snapped to the same grid. Bring this end down. Okay, that looks good. Get the last row. Bring it down. Got to get it snapped to the same grid. Do the same with this one. Okay. I'll get rid of all that. I want to look in close to this to make sure that it's all snapped to the same grid. It all looks good. Next, I will select all of these rows, right click, export pattern to CSQ, and it's going to go into this folder, and I'll just call this 4 rows 86 wide, and I'll save it. 4 rows 86 wide. Okay, I've got it. Now it puts this up here on the screen. I'll go over to my group 8, and let's just say, for instance, this this quilt is 86 wide and I don't know, 90 or I don't know, 104 long, or 96 long is a better. So I have this selected. Go to repeat patterns. I'm going to change this one, total width, to 86, and then total height to 96. Put in, say OK, and there is my pattern. I can click and look and see how it's fitting together, and it looks like it's fitting together okay. So that's how it would quilt out. That's how it would look. And if you set this up, I like my pattern that one block or one repeat quilts continuously, but this is the way you do it if you would not want any stitch overs. And this would set this up for you. Now, I hope that gives you an idea of what you can do with patterns like this. When I was using precision stitch, I would make multiple row quilt patterns to stitch left to right, right to left, as many rows as I could quilt before I rolled the quilt. But you can do the same thing with CS6 or CS7. Then I would just, if I were doing this at SAM like I am now, I would save it and I would take it to the Statler if I was quilting in CS6. So this is how you do this.